Hello again. So now with the lakehouse already, with the three files that we're going to use, I will show you how you can transform these files and then load them again to this lakehouse. We do need to transform the files for some reasons, including the data types of the columns. Sometimes that happens, and if it does, we should use something like a Dataflow to transform the content of the tables of these files. You could also use Jupyter notebooks, but here we are looking at a low-code solution, so we'll use the Dataflow Gen 2. Well, in Moodle, I already left there one solution for the Dataflow Gen 2 that is able to take care of this data. It was pretty much the one that we used in class, along with a file that explains how you can reuse that Dataflow solution. In any case, I'm making this video that will probably shed some light as well on how you could do this. Well, the first thing that we'll have to do is to load the files to tables. So I'm just going to load each file to a table. This is not a mandatory step in general. We are doing it because the data flows that I shared with you are reading from tables, from these tables. But it would be possible for them to read directly from the files. For this step that we're going to take, we do need to copy the workspace ID, which can be found in the lakehouse URL here in this part. So I'm copying it, saving it in another tab. I'm also going to copy the lakehouse ID and then save it also in another tab, so they can be found here. This is explained in the file that I shared explaining this process. Well, we're going to do this for all three of the files that we have. And finally also for stocks, load to tables, and we are loading them to the tables folder. Okay, this video is going to be a little bit longer than the others. Yeah, so once they are loaded here, we can leave the lakehouse and go back to our workspace. And now we'll create a new item, which is going to be a Dataflow Gen 2, and we can name it df_recordings. I'm going to uncheck here. Of course, again, the names, you should name it according to the exercise that you are doing, either the project or the class exercise. In the class, we are calling it stocks. Disabling the enable Git integration, we are not going to use it. Create this data flow, and we could start a data flow from scratch, but since we have the data flow solution from the class, I'm just going to import that one. Import from Power Query template, and now I need to find what it is. So it should be in my analyzing and visualizing folder, which I shared data flow load. And now we need for each of these tables to go to the View menu, Advanced Editor, and then change here the ID of the workspace and the ID of the lakehouse. So I'm going to select here the workspace ID, and I'm going to substitute it, and I'm going to do the same with the lakehouse ID on the other tab, and I'm going to substitute with this one. So in this lakehouse, you should be able to find my table. Let's configure the connection on the file and connect. Okay, so this one is already showing up. If we go to the other ones, it's possible that they show up, although they are probably not retrieving the data from the right lakehouse. It's just because I have another lakehouse which has exactly the same structure and data. So we still need to change on the other two tables the advanced editor. I would have to change, but it would still work. They are just reading from the other lake houses that I have, which have exactly the same tables. So, and apparently all the names are the same. It's the examples I use for the class. So that's why he's being able to do. But you see, as I change the names, it goes and it retrieves now from the correct workspace and the correct lakehouse. So it's going to be a little bit boring, but at least we only have 3 tables, so it's going to be quite fast. Okay. The transformations are already in place, so I'm not going to go through that. That's something that we did in class. And if you have any questions on the data flow part for transformations, there's plenty of tutorials. I've shared some as well in the beginning on the first slides. And so what we need to do here is then for each of these tables to add a data destination here on the bottom right. So our data destination will be our lakehouse. So I'm going to go for more. I'm going to go to the one lake catalog, and I'll look for this workspace, which has the recordings one, and I'm selecting the lake house. Okay, we'll call this table fact stocks, and this is going to be a new table on our lake house. I'm going to press next, accept these current settings, and then save the settings. It's already mapped to the lake house. Now I have to do the same on these other two tables. So now it should be faster because my lake house should appear here. Yep. And I'm just going to give the name. We should be dim_date, new table, save settings. And finally, the stocks data, the stocks NASDAQ. What I'm going to do is to come here and, oh, no, sorry, now it's the company. I'm going to add again the lake house as a destination. Okay, I guess you already understand this part. We'll call it dim_company. All right, so save settings. After this is done, you can publish your work. This will save the data flow and run the transformations and save them on the lake house. So after a while, you can wait like 5 minutes, and after that you can go back to the lake house recordings. Make sure you refresh the tables folder. Okay, really you need to do it on the tables folder, not on the tables themselves. And after a while, try to do this multiple times. There's going to be sometimes it appears a folder here saying unidentified or something like this, but after a while, if you keep on refreshing, it should have the data here. Okay, it should have your dim company, your dim date, and your fact stocks. All right, and so that's the idea for this video. After this, the work is in place for us to be able to create a semantic model on top of this lake house, and then on top of that semantic model later on, you see they are appearing here, we can create already a Power BI solution that is able to answer our business questions. Okay, so now we have here the tables. With that, with this done, and without further ado, I think we can close this video. So see you in classes. Bye bye.